So the next one I will be talking about here is proximity. What this one simply means is that it's just like ensuring that elements that are similar on your design, what they are put together, okay, and the ones that are not like together, you separate them so to make it easier for readers to understand whatever it is. Like if you want to list out some items now, you list them together. Don't list two and give a space to list the third one, or you put the subheader and then you now leave a very wide gap before you start listing the element. There won't be cohesion, okay. And if you are designing now, you can just decide to put the date and the time together to make it easier for your readers, okay, your viewers. They don't have to stress themselves to see get the details, okay. You can see you can use large spaces to make the layout more organized and clear. The distance between visual elements will convey a specific dynamic that the designer must know kind of clients to use to convey a message, okay. So now if you look at this now, for example, now if on my like design now I want to list figures of speech, okay, I will list them together like this. I won't say that maybe when I get to this number 3 I will give a wide gap and come and put number 4 like around here. No, it's wrong. Or maybe I will move the all of this to this side and this heading will now be as separate. No, it's wrong. They have to be together since you are talking about what the same thing. So the next one is what repetition. It's the process of using the same element across a design, numerous pieces of design materials to create a unified appearance. What this is talking about is that when you are designing now, you want to use a typeface, particular font. Let me just say font to make it easier for you, okay? If you are using a font, like for example now, don't use more than 3. If you are using, make sure you repeat those 3, okay? Don't go outside the 3. That is, and it's very important that you use a typeface with multiple other like weights. Like you have a like poppings now, you have a bold, extra bold, light, medium. Those are things that are very important because you can use a extra bold for like hero text. You use a subheader, you use a what normal body text for the medium size or the regular, okay. That is why it's important. Instead of you jumping from one phase, since that one gives you option to go with a bold, light, and silver, it's very important you stick to what one of them. So we have a lines color and pattern. If you are using a line, like you decide to choose broken lines, okay, continue using it. Don't jump from one line to another like that. It won't look good. And colors, just like this thing, don't use multiple colors on your design. If you have a blue or yellow, for example, keep using them. Be consistent in using them. Don't come and put green here, put black here, put this purple now. You now use let's say white letter, okay, just be consistent. You can see right from the start of this my design, you'll be seeing like yellow and blue everywhere like that. That's what consistency. Now we have simplicity. It refers to the process of making a design as good as it can be with least amount of tweaking, okay. Like how can make your design to be functional without adding so much designs, okay, to it, okay. There's a way that you can make your design look functional and still look good, okay, without having to put so many things, okay. It's very possible. That is what simplicity is all about, because a simple design is easier to comprehend and more likely to give a lasting impression. If it's too complicated, people might not actually get the information that is passing, because you even have things that are not relevant there, okay. But it's very difficult to keep your design simple, because most novices now, they will believe that making it very beautiful is what matters a lot. They don't know that they might not know that they are breaking some other rules, okay, by putting so much details in there. So now you can see if the information is not that important, you try to minimize it, or you just remove it entirely if it's not necessary. But however, that does not mean that you should bring down your design to a point whereby it become lifeless, because you have to, the form and simplicity, okay. You have to maintain a balance. It should look attractive, okay, and should still be simple. So that doesn't mean that you should make it not attractive at all by trying to keep to the principle of simplicity. The next one we have here is function, right? It refers to the evaluation of the main purpose of a graphic work, okay? Like if your design achieves its goal, it can be said that that design can be said to be what function, and that's what it is trying to talk about, When a client give you a work, they will give you a brief, okay? That is going to be like a description of what they want. It could be either written or they will tell you what verbally, okay? So the important details must be there, and you have to make sure that you even know the details there before you can even start your work, so that you don't go and work outside or the desired outcome. So a good brief will contain three essential elements, which are the outline of there must be objective, the requirements, okay, the desired outcome must be after a result. You don't just design without achieving anything, okay. So the objective will be stated in the description, okay, and general objectives and purpose of design specifically, okay. The target audience of the client should be included in of the along. So the client might give you a brief now. I might be the one to work on it, okay, to develop it further. I can even ask the client some questions just to get more details, okay. You can decide to ask him one or two questions for you to be able to get a detailed brief, okay. So now, in terms of what requirements, okay, it should be described. So when you are talking about desired outcome, what's the goal of that client, you should know it. How the client will, what the viewers will what respond and feel should be stated. When you are working with typeface, graphic, color scheme, and other visual specifications, you include it in your brief so that it will guide you when you are designing. And you should also know why you are using a particular typeface and color. Okay, you have to do your research before you don't just design anyhow. The design it requires some research. There are some sites that you can visit to get what more information, whatever you are looking for. Like you see Pinterest, free pick, and whatsoever. You can visit some search, some websites. Okay, some you can visit some sites to get more information on what similar projects we have what but it's very good to know that if your design does not fulfill requirements of the brief, it does not fulfill its purpose, okay. So just like I said earlier, like you should always consider the purpose of design during the research, development, evaluation, and implementation. It's very important. And considering the layout, typeface, and color whenever you combine effect to achieve what your desired results, how your elements should be what laid out, and what typeface you use and the colors, okay. All those things are very important. Whenever you choose a particular typeface, color, or layout, you should have a justification, because you should be able to explain to your clients why you go with this typeface and this color, okay. Even though we might not ask you, in case you have to be prepared and you have to do the right thing, you should have a reason for choosing that typeface, okay. Because not all typeface work in some situations. You cannot be like, when you are talking about something like officially or formal like that, you should know the kind of fonts that you use compared to when you are designing a party flyer or whatsoever. However, you just try to look for a balance between form and function. Your design should be functional. It should also the form as well. It should look what's attractive. Okay, so that is it on these principles of graphic design. So see you in our next lessons. Thank you.